Here's another quick video tip from H&H Color Lab. Today's tip is on using layer styles. Let's start off with a blank canvas and see how these work. We're going to go ahead and use a custom shape that we've learned how to create in a previous video. And we're going to set that on the layer mode that will, or the shape layer option that will create a new layer, and it's going to use a blank style to start off with. We can see that that is just the white box with the red line through it. I've already got my layer shape option set to a defined proportion so that I don't silly putty up my shape. I'm just going to click and drag that onto my document, position it where I want to go. I'm going to make this kind of small. Drop that in, and I see now that this has added a custom shape layer on my layers palette. Let's zoom up on that a little bit more so we can see it a little easier. Now I've also got my styles palette showing over here, and you can view your styles palette coming under window and making sure styles is selected. As you can see, there are already several pre-designed styles in there, and we're just going to look at the last two here. The first one drops the opacity and gives us the effect of an inner shadow, like the this logo has been embossed into the image. By clicking on a second style, we can see that we get an outer or a pillow emboss that makes this look like it's stamped into the image. So just by using those two styles, we can very quickly and easily change the look of our logo. What those styles are doing is actually applying layer effects that you see right here. So let's just delete these layer effects and create our own style. To do that, the first thing that I'm going to do is just go down to the layer effects button at the bottom of my screen, and I'm going to choose a drop shadow. Move this layer style palette out of the way, and we can see we have a drop shadow now applied to the logo. I can change this distance, the spread, all of those characteristics to get the look that I want. I can also come down here and choose bevel emboss, so we can see that it has now beveled and embossed that logo out. Now one more thing that I want to do is go to my blending options and change the fill opacity to 0. So now we can see that that is showing up in there, and it's letting us see the background color, which is white, up through the layer. When I have all of that done, I'm going to press New Style and give this a name, and I'm going to call this Pillow Emboss Drop Shadow. And just press OK, and then press OK again on the layer style. So that has now been added to my last layer style option here on my styles palette. So I can click through those and see different versions. So let's just delete this and open up another image. Now we're looking at an image, and I'm going to make sure my styles are set back to not using a style. I've got my foreground color set. I think I'm going to pick a color out of the flowers. Press OK, and I've chosen the shape that we've been working with. And I'm just going to apply that custom shape down here in the bottom corner of our image. Now when I come in and apply different styles to this, let's zoom up on it, we can see the first style that we've chosen has embossed that down into the image. Looks like it's been pressed into it. Our second style that we look at just gives us a clear emboss, and you can see that this shows up very well either on white or black or shades of gray, so it works across all different styles. And our third style is slightly different, just has a drop shadow. Doesn't show up as cleanly, but we can change attributes of this if we wanted to have it show up better. So let's look very quickly at these three styles and understand how they're made. The first style that we looked at is just done with an inner shadow, and is just set, here are the settings for that. If we go to our styles here, we can go to the second one. On this second one, our fill is set to 0, and we've gone to a pillow emboss smooth with just a little bit of size and no softening set to that. And the third style is the one we just created, which has again a fill of 0, drop shadow, and then a bevel emboss using an inner bevel. Well, that brings us to the end of this quick video tip from H&H Color Lab, and we hope you find this very helpful.